Okay, I'm going to show you my setup here to control my pool pump with a timer, and this is much cheaper than the Intermatic timers that you might buy. I've got one on another pool that I have, an Intermatic, but this was all about 30 or 40 bucks. As you can see, I've got just a generic timer here with an on-off switch. You can buy those. You probably have one in the garage like that one was, and you can use it for Christmas lights and that sort of thing. They're about $5 at the end of the season. I had an old power cord that I used. I bought this box off Amazon for about 15 bucks, and if you open it up, you can see I bought a 220 volt 110 activated relay. If you're not familiar with relays, they're great for using low current apps such as this timer to power high powered currents such as a pool pump. So the timer triggers the 110 volt coil. That's these two wires here. In this case, I'm using 110 volt to power my pool pump. So this is power coming in, this is power going out. So when the timer comes on, the coil activates and essentially connects these two wires. Now I bought a 220 volt relay so that later on, if I want, I can power this pool off of 220 volts. This is either 30 or 40 amps, I can't remember, so it's way oversized. It's about $9 off of Amazon, so it makes for a great relay. You could use this to run a hot water heater or a pool pump or whatever. In addition, my VX salt chlorinator is running off this same power, and it's connected here so that when the timer cuts on and the coil becomes active, it connects continuity from the power to this line to run the pump, and then it also runs my chlorinator. That way my chlorinator will shut on and off with the pump. Pretty simple. This box could be made, it looks waterproof, it could be used outdoors, I'm sure. In this case I'm using it inside, but it's a great little setup, so you can create your own timer for about 20 bucks. Now in this case, the reason I did it the way I did is eventually, this is on a piece of property I don't currently live on. Eventually when I build a house here, I'll have a home automation system, and I've got plenty of room in here to put a relay that's triggered by my home automation system or Smartthings, and then that could turn the pump on and off and do away with the timer. In addition, I could then use something like IFTT or some of the Smartthings smart apps to turn the pump on and off if the temperature drops below, let's say, 38 degrees. So eventually this is going to be a fully automated system. That'll add about $30 or $40 to the cost, but still way under what the cost of an Intermatic is or one of the other pool timers. And by the way, if you look in the guts of an Intermatic, this is exactly how they work. They've got a cheap timer. Those often go bad. You read a lot about that on the forums. So they've got a cheap timer very much like this, just built into them. And they've got a 220 volt relay. So that's really how it works. So anyway, hope you found this useful.